President Ruto has visited Luo Nyanza 4 times since he was sworn into office. Every visit has had its own ups and downs. The first visit, he was largely snubbed by the elected leadership. He had gone to Homa Bay. The second visit, after getting a nod from Raila, they even crowned President Ruto a Luo elder. The third visit to Luo Nyanza, President Ruto was largely snubbed by the elected leaders. Of course, after Raila had told them that he wasn't recognizing Ruto's presidency anymore. This visit, however, is an interesting one, because in this particular visit, Raila Odinga did an interview dismissing the visit. Luo MPs, elected Luo MPs, called a press conference dismissing this visit, even demanding its cancellation. So, now that the visit happened, nonetheless, what lessons can we derive from it? In this episode, ladies and gentlemen, we are looking at 5 lessons we can easily pick from President Ruto's visit of Luo Nyanza, the one that just concluded. If this is a topic you are interested in, please stay tuned. And if you're watching us for the first time, take a moment and subscribe. Take a moment and subscribe to our channel so that you do not miss subsequent videos. Otherwise, let us jump into the subject. Welcome to Raw Politics. The first lesson we are learning, and this might sound controversial, is that Raila's sway over Luos is warning. It's going down. Now, before you dismiss me, let us look at these factors here. Raila Odinga, in the first instance of Ruto's visit, had said that he wasn't recognizing Ruto's presidency. All elected Luo leaders snubbed Ruto's Homa Bay visit. I remember Governor Wanga found it important to go to Mombasa just to snub the visit. People like Kaluba gave very funny reasons. The point is, when Raila said that he didn't recognize Ruto's presidency, the Luo elected leadership snubbed him. However, the populace, the voter, really turned out in large numbers and welcomed the president in that particular first visit. So when I say snub, I am talking about elected leaders. But in terms of the common voter, Raila's sway over them is waning. It is still there. Don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying that Raila no longer controls Nyanza, that Nyanza is now a UDA zone, as others would want to say. No, I'm not that naive. Raila still has political sway. And when he will vie, he will still get the majority vote. However, that sway is going down. Initially, if Raila said no, it was a no. As we speak, he would say no, and people would still turn out and welcome the president. So the sway is going down. And we witnessed that in the last visit. If you saw Raila's interview, he had dismissed Ruto's tour as a mere UDA campaign. He dismissed all the programs that Ruto was going to launch. He said that the president was just going to relaunch what Uhuru had launched. So it was meaningless. That the only thing that was taking President Luo Nyanza was purely political. And so if the head, the leader, the political spokesperson of a region dismisses the tour of the president as merely political, what would you have expected? You would have expected that the populace, the voters, the wananchi would have snapped the president. But that was not the case. They were out there, and they gave President Ruto heroic welcome right from Kisumu to Siaya to Homa Bay to Migori. That is lesson number one. Raila Odinga, however still powerful in Luo Nyanza, is not as powerful as he was with the people. And there is a very good reason for it. Now, lesson number two is that the so-called ODM rebel MPs are very popular with the people. You see, when you are in Nairobi, the notion is that anybody who defies, and especially if you listen to analysis from here and there on this as mere media or from social media, you would get the notion that if you do not literally lick Raila's boot, then you are a nobody in Luo Nyanza, that the people have rejected you, that you would be stoned. But that's not the case. These particular MPs who are elected on ODM ticket but chose to work with President Ruto, I can tell you that from the last visit, it is evident that they are very popular with the people. Let us look at them. Tom Ojenda, the senator for Kisumu. We expected a hostile crowd that was going to jeer him off the stage. That never happened. People came out. Ojenda was celebrated. We expected the people of Uganda to chase Ochieng, the traitor in court. But that is not the case. They were there cheering their person. We expected the people of Game to be so hostile to Elisha. No. It was the opposite. He was being received as a king. The same was the expectation with Ochanda, considering Ochanda comes from Bondo. But that was not the case. The crowd came. The president himself couldn't believe that that was Bondo. If you went to Migori at Uriri, where Nyamita is, it was the same case. Even in Super South, the crowd was there to celebrate Karoli. So these people, as much as the notion out here is that they are not popular on the ground, that their political obituary is already written, that they are finished, that is not the case. I also thought as much, but based on what we saw, the opposite is true. These people are popular with their voters. And that brings us to lesson number 3. It seems in Luo Nyanza, moving forward, party might not play a big role. Elections for the first time might be based on performance. Because just back to the point number 2, where I said that it's evident that Luo so-called rebels are very popular with their people. Why would that be so? Considering that those are regions that are designated ODM zone, Baba's bedroom. So why would they still be popular? It indicates that moving forward, Luo voters are drifting, not very fast, but slowly drifting towards judging their leaders or picking their leaders based on what that particular leader is bringing on the table. This is not far-fetched. I want to tell you that if you look at Ugenya, for instance, that constituency has elected Ochieng since 2013. Yes. And Ochieng has been elected without the support of Raila or the patronage of the party. Look at that. And that is deep inside Luo Nyanza, where people would literally beat you up for opposing Raila. Yet, There they were. There they have been electing Ochieng outside ODM. It means, slowly by slowly, what is happening in Uganda is likely to be replicated in several constituencies across Luo Nyanza, which is also a warning to hangers on, those who hang on Raila's court for ticket and etc. This time round, if Luos were to choose to go for development-oriented people as opposed to people who are loyal to the party, chances are that majorities of the hangers on, those who hang on Raila's court for elected positions, might find themselves outside elected positions. That is number 3 lesson. The 4th lesson is that Luo governors have no option but to work with the president. This is something I think they have learned the hard way. Because since Ruto was sworn into office, ODM governors from other regions other than Luo Nyanza have a very good working relationship with the national government. But for some very interesting reason, Luo Nyanza governors have tried their level best to stay away from the government, even working with the national government. Some of them even writing letters for people to be expelled from parties or to be punished for just working with Ruto. But they have learned the hard way that there is no two-way about it. The county government must work with the national government. And Luo governors have learned that the hard way. You saw them justifying that according to the constitution, they're supposed to be there. They were like, oh, when people ask why I'm here, the constitution. You would think that they learned about the constitution yesterday. No. They just learned the hard reality that they have no option, however much loyal they are to Raila or however much they want to appear loyal to Raila and the Odingas, they have no option but to work with President Ruto. And that is a hard lesson Luo governors have learned, and it's a lesson we are getting from this particular visit. And the last lesson, the 5th lesson, is that Luos technically don't have anything against Ruto. They have a soft spot for him, by the way. Because otherwise, how do you explain that heroic welcome? Remember, Luo's leader, the leader of Luos, Raila Odinga, the political spokesperson, had dismissed the visit. There were conflicts in Sondo, which the MPs, elected ODM MPs, used to incite the people against Ruto, and even demanded that Ruto should not visit. Yet you still saw that heroic welcome. How is that so? Unless they have a soft spot for William Ruto. And William Ruto also knows that. Luos have a soft spot for him. Because you could see how he was interacting with the crowd, how he was talking with them. The chemistry that existed was so good. So this, the Luo people technically have nothing against Ruto, until, of course, they are incited that Ruto is the reason why Raila is not winning and etc. Otherwise, they really have no problem with William Ruto. I am even persuaded that given a chance, majority of them can really back William Ruto in 2027 and vote for him. Just as a recap, number 1, we said that the ODM MPs, the so-called rebels, are very popular with their people. We have also said that number 2 is that moving forward, elections in Luoland might embrace development above party loyalty. Number 3, we are saying that Raila's hold in Luo Nyanza, while still stronger, it is warning, is going down. It's not as strong as it used to be. And the reason is, every Luo voter who supports Raila knows that Raila cannot be president anymore. So it's a case of you're not struggling so much. You still love him, but you know the fate. He will not be president. And number 4, we are saying that Luos have some soft spot for President Ruto. going by the welcome, they really have a soft spot for President Ruto. And finally, the lesson we learned is that Luo governors have no option but to work with the national government, even if they didn't want to. If you found this video interesting, drop a comment and a like down there. And also share it with friends. If you've not subscribed, take a moment, subscribe to our channel. Otherwise, let us meet in the next video.